July is coming in hot, and I don't just mean the weather. We had a really good week. So on the singles, started at 130, went to 380. I actually had two of what I call the 400 Club list. These are manga that have sold for $400 or more in the past. Unfortunately, one was a best offer accepted. Original listing was $975, so I don't know how much it sold for, but it is one expensive book. The other was an ex-library copy, so it didn't crack 400, but it still went for 350. So for an old library book, that's pretty darn good. Collections were also pretty good. Started off around 445, went up to $1,000. So with that in mind, let's get to it. Collections. 5 honorable mentions. Here's the first one. Private Teacher, volumes 1 through 4. Now this was an auction. It only had 2 bids. So for 4 books, went for $152.69 American. That's like just over $38 a piece. Originally published by Digital Manga Publishing in 2011, this is an astounding deal. Considering how much Volume 4 goes for. It just goes to show you sometimes it's better to look at collections, especially when they're up for auction. Honorable mention number 2. Gantz Omnibus Collection, volumes 1 through 11, $200. That's like $18 per omnibus. Dark Horse 2018. Now, Gantz is a ridiculously expensive collection. And it's just funny to me, like some omnibuses are really expensive, some are really cheap. This definitely falls in one of the really cheap categories. Honorable mention number 3, Cross Game, volumes 1 through 8, $220, Viz Media, 2010. Honorable mention number 4 is what I call like the Dead Publishers Premium. It's Bride of Deimos, volumes 1 through 7, went for $295.95. That's like $42.28 per volume. Originally published by Comics One back in 2005. Comics One, the publisher, actually closed its doors in 2005, but you might remember it from such series as like Goku Midnight Eye, Iron Walk Jan. That's why a lot of these ones are valuable, because the chance of reprints is lower. And finally, honorable mention number 5, Oh My Goddess, volumes 1 through 48, $395. That's $8.23 a book, Dark Horse 2005. Okay, let's get to the collections themselves. Coming in at number 5, Non Non Biore, volumes 1 through 16, went for $444.75 US. That's almost $28 per book. Published by 7 Seas 2015. Number 4, Rave Master, volumes 1 through 32, $600. That's $18.75 per book. Tokyo Pop 2003. Actually 35 published, so this isn't the full run, but it's got some of the final volumes that are certainly worth big dollars. Speaking of big dollars, collection number 3, Initial D, volumes 1 through 24, $799. That's like $33.29 per book. Tokyo Pop 2002. And just a minute ago, I was talking about the Gantz Omnibus. Well, let's go to collection number 2 and I'll show you why those omnibuses are such a good deal. It's Gantz, volumes 1 through 37, and it's not even the full run. It's missing volumes 20, 26, 27, 29, 30, and 34. So it's only 31 of the books, but it still went for $960.27. That's like almost $31 per volume. Dark Horse 2008. And finally, the number 1 collection, and I see this all the time, go for like pieces and chunks, but it is so good to see the whole collection go. It's Inuyasha, volumes 1 through 56, went for $999.99. It's only $17.86 per book. Viz Media, 2003. I had no idea there was so many different publications of Inuyasha. This, I believe, was the second time it was put out, so there was actually a different printing before this from the late 90s in English, I believe. Okay, so let's get to the singles, and there were some bangers on this list today. Honorable mention number 1, unfortunately best offer accepted, Air Gear, Volume 28, originally listed for what would have been $975 American. We saw this sell at the end of March for around $750. I'm not sure how much this went for, but yeah, it would have been definitely one of the top volumes sold of the year had it not gone for best offer accepted. Honorable mention number 2, I mentioned last week how the I Am a Hero, the omnibuses, sell pretty well. This one had 8 bids, $82. It's Omnibus Volume 9, Dark Horse 2019. Honorable mention number 3, I put on the list because it kind of surprised me. Battle Vixens, Volume 14, went for $89.77. Originally published Tokyo Pop 2009. The reason why it surprised me is that Volume 13 and Volume 15 are actually still in stock from this series, so Volume 14 is certainly the rare one. Honorable mention number 4. Didn't quite make the list. It's Rave Master, Volume 32. Last week I had an ex-library copy of this that didn't quite make the list either, and I was wondering how much one would in good condition sell for. Well, here's your answer. It's $102.32 US. We also had Volume 30 sell for about the same price, and Volume 31 went for $79.95. Honorable mention number 5, we've seen this one before. It's One Piece Volume 1, Gold Foil Edition. This time though, it's a first print of the gold foil. $125. I had no idea there was multiple printings of these gold foil editions, but now you know. Okay, here we go with the actual top 10. We actually have a tie for number 10. The first one is Grenadier, Volume 6, went for $129.99. Tokyo Pop 2008. I would say this is a final volume premium, but it's not because Grenadier actually goes to 7 volumes, so this is 6 of 7. What is tied with at number 10, we've also seen before. In fact, we even saw it last week. It sold for $112.50, but this time it's Haganai, I Don't Have Many Friends. Volume 10 sold for $130. 7 Seas 2015. There's actually a 3-way tie for number 9, but after we get through this is the last of the ties. Remember in collections how I said Cross Game going for volumes 1 through 8, $220 was an amazingly good deal. Cross Game Volume 7 went for $149.99. The next one is tied for, and I want to get into a little bit about like exclusives in the manga world. This is actually a Kickstarter edition put out by Digital Manga back in 2013, but it's Unico. The 2013 Kickstarter edition went for $150. So these ones are actually quite valuable. They're really starting to heat up. And finally, the last volume at number 9, Freezing Omnibus, volumes 15 through 16, $150. 7 Seas 2017. Freezing is no stranger to this list. And speaking of no stranger to the list, at number 8, Ubelblatt, Volume 6. $189.95. Yen Press 2016. As I've said before, if anything needs a reprint, it's Ubelblatt. These are getting ridiculous. How ridiculous? Let's go to number 7, shall we? Ubelblatt Volume 10, sealed, $200. Yen Press 2018. If I have a theme to this week, it's basically that sometimes it's cheaper to buy the collection than the individual volumes. Number 6, prime example of that. Private Teacher Volume 4, $225. 801 Media from 2014. Number 5 is also Unico, the Kickstarter edition. $249 from Digital Manga 2013. I guess this was like a higher package level in the Kickstarter. Honestly, I don't know much about it or how many copies were printed, but that's some pretty serious coin for a single volume. Number 4 is one that interests me greatly because we're starting to see a lot of these Comic-Con exclusives go for really good money. This is One Punch Man, Volume 1, the 2019 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, $279.99. Viz Media, and I'm going to say it's published in 2019. Number 3 really surprised me. It didn't surprise me that it's on the list. It surprised me that it went for this much money because we've had it many times before, but normally they only sell for $100. This time it's Blackjack Volume 15, $335. This is from Vertical, 2011. Number 2 was the one I was telling about, the 400 club of manga that can sell for $400 or more. The reason it didn't this time, I believe anyways, because it's an ex-library copy, so not in the best of shape, but it's Jormungand, Volume 6. $349.99, Viz Media 2011. I'm not surprised, even though it's ex-library, it went for like basically $350. But it wasn't number 1. If you really want to know what number 1 is, here it comes. My Hero Academia Volume 1, the 2018 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive with bag, $379.99. Viz Media 2018. We did see one of these go for sale for basically $300 2 weeks ago. And I don't think the bag is worth $80, but it just goes to show you that these Comic-Con exclusives are actually valuable. So as you can see, I posted the collections. Pretty good week, but starting at like $445 all the way to $1,000. It was really good to see Inuyasha, the whole thing, go for. That is a very loved series, very popular. Interesting to see the Rave Master Volumes 1 through 32 go as well. As far as the singles go, man, I really wish that Air Gear Volume 28 had have sold for an actual price instead of best offer, but I'm sure it still went for probably $850, somewhere around there. The Grenadier Volume 6, I think that's the one I'll make the thumbnail this time because that one just surprised me, going for $130, especially since it's not the final volume of the series. The Ubelblatts, oh my god, just like, please, just reprint them for God's sakes. This is getting crazy. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.